What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 97 of Psychotic and Iconic. Paul's here along with my co-hosts Nick Theories, Mikey P, and Philly Phil. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in to the live stream tonight. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and share it. Thank you to everybody that likes, follows, and subscribes to all of our platforms. If you haven't subscribed already, I don't know what you're waiting for. Mikey P, start the show, please.
How was everybody's weekend? Good?
Fantastic.
Just like my fabric.
There you go. That's
what are we talking about?
Fantastic, like my fabric.
Great to point that out because P&I has merch available, black and gray tanks like this.
Whether you weigh 40 pounds or 400 pounds, we got you covered.
There you go. Short sleeve tees like these two, long sleeve tees and hoodies, as well as customizable mugs with the P&I logo and your name on it. They are white. If you want any P&I merch, DM us on social, and we will hook you up with pricing and details, courtesy of IPP Pressworks at Cherry Hill, New Jersey. But ladies and gentlemen, it's a big night tonight. It's a welcome back to one of our guests, a special guest.
The GOAT.
Okay?
The GOAT.
The greatest. He is a legend. Everybody, please welcome back the GodFavre.
Let's go.
Whoa, baby! I'm back! Bring it, baby! Come on, man! Fly! Come on, fly goes fly, baby! Where we at?
He's ready, man.
Woo! I'm
Look at
pumped!
the passion. Look at the
I'm
fire.
with the
Passion.
legendary podcast right here tonight.
Like father, like son.
Yeah.
Passion.
Literally.
Passion, baby.
Watch those Eagles fly! Woo! I can't wait, baby!
Let's go. Welcome
The
back.
Cowboys on!
We missed
We're
you,
going to destroy
brother.
them. It's over. We're going to tell them. I can't wait for Christmas Eve, baby.
Does he have on fantastic
Best
fabric?
Christmas present ever.
Yeah, he does. Of course he has the P&I merch on. He's rocking the P&I merch, the GodFavre that is.
That's right.
So
Look
get
at this,
yours.
baby. Look.
Get yours
I
now.
got my merch.
There you go. Fantastic fabric.
That's
GodFavre
right.
knows the deal. Okay. But guys, episode 97 of P&I is brought to you by Prize Picks, your home for daily fantasy sports. New players who sign up today using our promo code ICONIC will receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy made easy. Also, right now, we are live at the Props Network at propshq.com, where you need to go and subscribe to this show. I don't know what you are waiting for. Go over there and subscribe to P&I. You will not regret, and you will definitely want to catch our football content. We're starting our previews literally next week, okay? Season-long fantasy, daily fantasy, betting, everything. Just the NFL talk, everything. Okay, division champions, playoffs. We got it all here for you at P&I starting next week. It's here. We're back, baby. Okay?
Right.
And last but not least, before we get into the actual content, this is a reminder to everybody, a new show announcement. Philly Phil, you want to play breaking news? Fuck it. Play the breaking news sounder. Breaking news! And this is for everyone that missed it. P&I is now on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's right. Our live stream show will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, propshq.com,
TikTok, and all that other shit.
you
So
fucking
subscribe,
go.
baby.
Okay.
Subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your hoes. Tell your mistresses. It doesn't matter who you tell. Just tell them. Spread the word. We're the best fucking podcast on the net. We're going to prove it to you episode in and episode out. So be sure to check us out. It's fucking theories, baby. I came here to fucking pod. We got the GodFavre in the fucking building. What's
right.
up, baby? What's up, GodFavre?
This is amazing.
What's
You got to
up?
share this podcast. If you're out there, you better subscribe. What are you waiting
And
for?
you know
Hit the
GodFavre's
like
there every
button.
Tuesday and Thursday. Every Tuesday and Thursday, GodFavre shows up. He's ready, man.
Always.
So we don't even need ayahuasca for GodFavre's energy. We don't need that. But Aaron Rodgers did. And apparently, guys, first bit of news of the day, he did not violate the drug policy, according to the NFL.
It doesn't make any
Your
sense.
thoughts?
Doesn't make any sense.
Well, if it's not on the list, then he's okay. Why does it matter? He didn't play during the season.
No.
If he was in his, during the season and he was tripping out, then okay, then maybe you have some on your hands. But he wasn't doing it during the season. He was in Peru with his buddies, and he was getting bodied. And what's up with that? And he found clarity, and he found himself. So why do people if he's happy and he's saying positive shit, then why are people coming at him about it? Who cares?
But that's not what they were saying about the NFL. I agree with you in that he should do that. But my point is that Josh Gordon basically got his career ruined over smoking weed.
Okay.
And he just took something that makes you that plays tricks on your mind.
Is it on the list?
You win.
If it's not on the list, you can't be suspended.
No,
it's not part of your guidelines.
I understand that.
That's
I think it's not on the list because I don't think that the NFL ever thought that one of their prominent players would go on a podcast and talk about.
And it's
DMT.
in the past. It doesn't really matter.
I guess. But they said he didn't violate anything.
Guys, I want to hear
commit a crime.
I want to hear what GodFavre has to say about ayahuasca. GodFavre, are you for or against Mr. Rogers using his psychedelic mushrooms to get in love with the game and himself?
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it, man. That's a fucking spook shit. I don't fuck him. The guy's a fucking great player, man. I mean, you get caught in the regular season, that's one thing. Preseason, fuck it.
There you go.
That's my stance. Damn, yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
Like father, like son.
That's
You're
right.
on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people may not agree with me. I don't give a fuck.
I'm right with you. I don't care
Hey,
either.
look.
I mean, look, that's my stance on it, and yeah, I agree with you.
Obviously, it's working for him. Back-to-back MVPs. Pauls would say otherwise.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to win the bowl. But
He just got to win a playoff game, and he's got to not get outperformed by Jimmy G.
Come on. Jimmy G, who led less than 100 yards. I digress. We're not going there yet.
Who scored more points in that game?
Special
no
teams,
tank tops
actually.
today, man.
I know,
If we're being honest.
I know.
Now, I have a little treat for you guys. This is yeah,
You
right.
talk about the shield. You got the shield up.
Hell yeah.
I was shutting that shit down nice and early.
10-7.
So funny.
Because listen, I'm not going to listen to an argument about Jimmy G playing better when he threw for 80 yards.
I'm with you.
Okay. Right, GodFavre?
Would you rather throw for 80 yards?
No.
Wait a minute.
We're not going there.
Hold on, time out.
I have something fun for you guys.
But what does that say about the performance of Aaron Rodgers if the opposing quarterback had 80 yards and he still
It
took
wasn't
an L?
good enough.
He still took an L, and he was at home.
I just said, would you rather?
And it was cold.
It was not good enough.
It favors him.
Would you rather throw for 80 yards and win, or throw for 280 and lose,
I'd rather win.
and only score 7 points?
It's all about winning.
It's all about winning.
It's all about winning.
It wasn't good enough.
I
Okay,
agree.
That's the answer to your question. All right?
Agreed.
He needs to be better.
Mm-hmm.
He will be.
All right.
He drank that tea.
Listen to this, guys. I got something special. This is for Nick, actually. This is for Nick Theories himself. Phil, you want to play this video for the crowd? GodFavre, this is for you, too.
I didn't see this.
I don't know if he can see it.
No, he can't. Hold on.
Culture.
Okay. This is the New York Football Giants practice.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, this is really happening again.
John Feliciano.
I was unaware of this. This is fantastic.
This really happened again. All right. You can pause it now.
Joe Judge mentality.
That's the Joe Judge special for Nick Theories. Any
love
thoughts about them brawling at practice again?
Yeah, my biggest
Second
thought
year in a row.
is that Joe Judge got shit for it, but Brian Daboll doesn't. It seemed like the fans were kind of receiving it pretty well. They were cheering it on. Am I not correct?
Yep.
So I don't understand. See, they always got to find a scapegoat in everybody.
First of all, I didn't even know.
I'm just saying.
I didn't even know this happened today. I did not know that. So that's the first I'm seeing or hearing of it. But it just goes to show me that same old Giants, bad football teams do bad things. You shouldn't be fighting your teammates like that. That's idiotic. That doesn't make any sense. However, I do agree with you that there is no, to my knowledge, there's no mention of Brian Daboll,
His
losing
style of
control of his
coaching.
team.
Yep.
Now, I mean, look, I was the ringleader of the Joe Sludge because I knew in that moment that he was garbage. And at this point, I don't know if Brian Daboll has a hold of his football team. He is from Bill Belichick's tree, and we know how that works because Bill Belichick isn't a great leader. So that's how I am with that. That's
Actually, I'm going to have to ask GodFavre a question because the Giants were his team last year. GodFavre, do you feel like...
Welcome in, Jacob.
Oh.
He said defense was upset that Barkley, the defender, took 3 plays for them to brawl.
There you go.
I did see that clip of Barkley running over the defender, but you have pads on, you're NFL, you're grown men. That's what you got to do, bro.
I got to be honest.
It's practice.
If I'm the Giants and I see that at a Saquon Barkley this early, I would actually give the same reaction because Saquon Barkley has fallen off after his rookie year, injuries and things like that. So, I mean, if he's out there and he's headhunting and he's got that intensity this early, good for them.
I was just going to ask you if he
Tone
got
setter.
hurt on the play.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I was actually trying to ask GodFavre though. GodFavre, is this
who's the guy? Who's the guy they dragged off the fucking field? Remember that? It was like heat exhaustion. I don't think that's another fucking dramatic thing, man. But 3 plays are wrong.
The Giants camp?
That's New York.
The Giants camp?
Yeah.
You talking about Giants camp? Oh,
yeah.
I think I did see a photo of a player being dragged off the
he was being dragged out
the field, but I don't know if it was due to fighting or.
Now it's heat exhaustion. I
did see that.
It's probably from the fight.
Oh, okay.
They stink.
Probably. But the Giants are terrible.
Well, I just want to see.
Washington.
Oh, that's all I was trying to clarify. You GodFavre. Hey, listen, I just
want
to see the same energy for Brian Daboll. I think it's fair. I definitely think it's fair. If you're going to criticize somebody for bringing the mentality that Joe Judge did, and then you had the same shit going on in the same camp, in the same facility with a new head coach, he's got to take some accountability as well.
Some context.
Speak your truth.
What do you mean some context? I don't understand.
Because when Joe Judge came in, his initial interview, he was doing some clown activity. And then
no, he didn't. He said, we're going to punch you in the nose for 60 minutes. And we're going to play like this city, which is a blue-collar city.
Yes.
Exactly
clown
right.
activity, because they didn't do anything to resemble that. And then he puts then he puts pieces of tape on their helmet because nobody has a name or whatever. And they had to earn it.
Absolutely, you got to earn that shit.
Grown men.
I know, but you got to
professionals.
You should earn your spot. Nothing should be given to you.
Oh my goodness.
Nothing should be given to you. I don't care how much you make. You can make $28 million, but my $4 million quarterback could be better than you.
Yeah.
So you better earn your stripes and play and perform well in camp.
Matt Patricia tried that, and so did Joe Judge, and where are both of them this year?
But they're
back in their hole.
No, but see, they're trying to mimic the Bill Belichick style.
Exactly.
Coaching.
How not being real.
What do you mean not being real?
You don't respect somebody that doesn't come off as authentic. Like if you're just yourself and you don't give a fuck, and that's how you respect. You don't try to measure up to somebody and be something you're not. So when Matt Patricia and Joe Judge go in there and they put on this tough guy persona instead of just going up there and being themselves, grown men can sense that.
Okay, so what about Dan Campbell? They seem to receive him pretty well.
Because Dan Campbell, that's really him.
But how do you know?
I never felt that Dan Campbell was acting. I've seen Dan Campbell cry after games. We're about to watch him in Hard Knocks tonight. I can't wait.
Yes, sir.
But when you watch Dan Campbell and the passion that he brings when he's crying, and you could see the intensity and that he cares. But for me, with Joe Judge and Matt Patricia, it was just about, I'm a disciple of Bill Belichick, and this is the way I learned, and this is the way, trying to be a hard ass. So that's how I perceived it with those two, that they were trying to be something that they're not, instead of creating their own vibe in camp and taking control of their team and gaining the respect of their players.
That's the thing, though. We don't know that, though. We don't know that to be true about either.
That was the perception I got. I'm not saying that's how it was, but that's how I felt in those moments.
Which of course, because those assistant coaches aren't going to get the love then that Bill Belichick would get, because it's just Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick's had years of success,
right? So he's always going to be the focal point. So you're not really going to get to know the coordinators or their personality, because they're never in front of a camera. So you don't really know who they actually are. So I don't know that to be true, but I see what you're talking about.
Because my thing is too, is like, if you look at the Chargers situation, Brandon Staley, he's kind of a soft-spoken guy, but his team seems to respond to him. When he had to talk about, I think it was like the Henry Ruggs issue, he gave an honest opinion, but I never felt like Brandon Staley was trying to be something that he's not. Like he just came up there, he spoke, he answered the questions. He didn't try to put on this big persona. And like I said, I feel like when you're in a locker room with football guys, they sense that. And, sometimes when you come in and you try to act like that and you haven't accomplished anything, that happens.
Fair.
Facts.
Fair.
Well, guys, we got to move on. Philly Phil, change it up. How about some NFL primetime for our quick hitter news? GodFavre, I'm coming your way right now. All right, well, this is as good as NFL primetime.
Sorry, I'm getting on.
It's all good. This is prime time no matter what. This is fucking P&I. This is fucking definitely fucking prime time. We got the GodFavre in the building. What's up, GodFavre?
Oh.
What's up, GodFavre? May I ask you one more time? What's up, GodFavre?
I lost you. What's up, fellas?
What's up?
So GodFavre, we have some interesting news here. Philly Phil, I want you to bring up that graphic real quick. GodFavre, I
Bring it
got a
on.
question for you because I want to know what you think about this.
All right.
Okay, hold on one sec.
Okay.
Here we go. Can you see this?
Wait, no, hold on a second.
Oh,
There's so many fucking.
hold on.
Here we go.
Hold on. Here we go. Thank you, Phil. OBJ communicating with Von Miller about possibly joining the locker right next to him in Buffalo as a Bill. GodFavre, what do you think about OBJ possibly becoming a Bill? Would you like the fit or no?
I think what he's going to do, he's going to wait out. He's going to wait till like November, maybe October, November, see where the Rams are, where the Bills are, and then he's going to take one of those teams he wants to win.
So you wouldn't rush if you were him?
Nah.
I mean, how do you feel about the fit, though? How do you feel about that fit? Would you think that the Bills are a good spot for OBJ at this point?
I think the Rams would be better for him. I think the Rams, Matt Stafford's a fucking beast. I don't care about his all, but I mean, he's a fucking. I know Josh Allen's really good, but you know what I mean? Like AFC or NFC, I could be the Super Bowl. Pick either team. You could be in the bowl either way.
Well, you got the returning Super Bowl champions. He already knows the system over there. You know what? I'm going to agree with GodFavre.
Yeah.
I actually don't like the fit with Buffalo because I think that would impede on Gabriel Davis's ascension. And also, Isaiah McKenzie is a better fit for the slot, probably. Oh, probably not, actually. But still, I would rather the Bills give it to their young guys there. And I know, extra pause. Sorry about that. But, I mean, he's better suited to be a number 2 receiver somewhere. I don't think that's in Buffalo. I would rather see him, if I had to pick out of those two, I'd rather see him with the Rams. But I would rather see him in neither spot. I want to see him be a number 2 or, maybe Green Bay.
I feel like
maybe Kansas City.
Yeah. I feel like he's destined to go to Green Bay.
They wanted him at one
Green
point.
Bay.
Good deal.
To win.
I actually believe,
Yeah,
I actually think Buffalo would be like a fantastic fit because if you think about it, if he steps into Buffalo, he would be stepping into the exact same role that he stepped into with the Rams last year.
But my thought about that, Mike, is that if they really have these high hopes for Gabriel Davis, this is going to set him back.
How though?
Because OBJ is a number 2, and he's going to need his targets.
See, I don't think OBJ is a 2.
I think he's definitely a 2, borderline 1, but he can't stay
hell
healthy.
No,
he can't stay healthy.
he's just not that guy no more, and that's okay.
That guy was leading the Rams in receiving in the Super Bowl before he went out.
He was because he was on single coverage.
But
But if he went to
when
Green
he's
Bay,
featured, he could still play, but he just can't stay on the field.
he
can't stay on the field.
That's fair. And look, he did look impressive. I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
But I feel like if he went to Green Bay and he was the one, no chance.
Like
he's just not that guy because he's not that guy anymore.
But like he's over there in Green Bay. It's like, all right, he'll be like a 1B, a 1A, or he'll even be a clear cut 2. Like they're gonna have a bunch of weapons over there that are gonna be leading that attack. That's why I think, I'd rather see him. I would like to see him in Indianapolis. Actually, I think that would be a good fit. Putting him next to Michael Pittman.
Do you think that
perfect spot for
if
him?
he went to the Rams? Do you think right now that he's a better overall receiver than Robinson?
They're gonna make Robinson the 2. They paid him.
That's the reason I was asking.
So
that's exactly
at least OBJ, he can run the whole route tree. You can line him up in the slot, but I mean Cooper Kupp's already going to be there anyway. But
yeah,
we got a question for the GodFavre from one of our fans, Anthony Miller. That's my guy, Lissa's brother. They want to know, why are you called the GodFavre? What's the name behind the GodFavre?
Man. The name behind the GodFavre?
That's a great question.
It's gutsy. All right. So, started out. I was watching Godfather. That's what the name. I'm Italian, right? From Philly. Fuck it, right? So, we're going to play. These guys know what I'm talking about. Fantasy football. I told these guys I'm going to draft Brett Favre at the end of his career. I'm going to draft him in the first round. I'm still going to kick fucking ass in fantasy.
He was on the Jets.
Get the hell out of here.
He was on the fucking Jets. What did I do? What was I? The 4th, 5th pick? What was I? The 4th, 5th pick?
Fourth overall.
I picked Brett Favre in the first round. And I made my name the Godfather because I was watching The Godfather. Brett Favre. Godfather. Holy shit. I love that name. And everybody loves that name for that. How many years ago was that? It was about 15 years ago.
Long time now.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
18 years ago, we were probably.
You guys were in high school.
Brett
guys
Favre
were
on
in
the
high
Jets
school.
is
I don't even
crazy.
Maybe 2010. Let me see.
I think Brett Favre was on the Jets in 06,
Sheesh.
07.
It was way back. It was way
And
back.
then I think after he drafted Brett Favre in the first round, he followed it up with like Eli Manning and then a punter and then a kicker. I mean, he definitely had Eli and Brett Favre on the same team.
How did your team do that year?
I came in second place.
There you go. So he backed up his talk.
Yeah.
That's
came
no
back.
slouch. If you go second
You gotta know
place
how to
with Brett
draft,
Favre as your
fellas.
first rounder,
Yeah, you got to know how to
that
draft.
was 2008.
But
There you go.
So we
Drafting Brett Favre in the first round, I
sophomores in
gave
high
you
school.
guys a head start.
2008.
We ran with the name
It's a
ever
lot of
since.
balls to do that. Yeah, and I got waxed once too.
The Godfather and Brett Favre just had a kid.
Yeah, the
The Godfather. There he is.
That's a fucking beautiful, beautiful story.
That is true.
It's fucking
Great.
perfect. It's a perfect
Great.
name. Oh my God.
That's amazing.
All right, guys, we got to move on. Next up, Jets.
Love the
Right
question.
tackle. Okay.
Anthony says
That was a great question. Wait, what
in
did
your
else did he say?
response, Godfar, Anthony says, "Wow, it takes a lot of balls to do that." Talking about your Brett Favre pick.
Yeah.
See, there you
It
go.
does.
Consistency is key. You know what
And he
GodFavre
did say
is?
he was gonna do it,
GodFavre
too.
is consistent.
Just like his son.
Consistent. All right. Guys, the New York Jets.
Very consistent.
All right. Mekhi Becton, who was supposed to be the franchise left tackle, had already got moved to right tackle this offseason in favor of George Fant. Okay. And now he just suffered a knee fracture. He's likely out for the season. Does this make you worried about Zach Wilson at all?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it has
especially
to.
when they're talking about Joe Flacco has
Yeah.
been outperforming him.
Because this kid, like, even though he's had some issues here, his rookie season, he looked like he was going to be a dominant tackle in this league for a long time. So I don't like it.
That's a major blow.
It's a shame because the Jets are kind of like, all right, they're in the same spot as the Lions. They could be a surprise, like 6-7 win team. That's a big shot right there.
Yeah, that sucks.
All right.
Yeah,
Just want to point that out.
I'd be concerned. But shout out to Robert Saleh. He said, he kind of had his back saying it's not the end of the road for him because you know how like young players who, get hurt earlier in their careers, it's hard to bounce back. You know what I mean? Like mentally. So the fact that he had his back, and I think that's a really good locker room.
Because he's
I
already
think
got
that's a good leader. I think
leader.
that shows leadership. So
he's been a great position coach. But like,
Yeah.
that's the thing is like, this kid has already like gone backwards in the past year.
fractured his kneecap.
Kyrie
Or-
did, and Kyrie came back fine. So
Yeah, so I mean, they're saying likely out for the season, but I don't know. Who knows? But it's not, he's a big guy. I highly doubt he's going to come back late season. So anyway, next up, a Jimmy G update for you, Mr. Pauls. All right. There is no clear trade partner for 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo. The 49ers have said they have no problem holding on to him until roster cutdowns. Any thoughts as to the point that there's nobody that wants this guy?
yeah, it's not that. We're not
No,
gonna-
that's what they said.
no, we're not going
There's
to phrase
no
it like that.
league interest.
Yeah, because
that
they
was the
don't-
words.
Because they don't want to trade for him. You put Jimmy G on the Giants, they're a 9-10 win team.
Well, don't say that. Say the Browns. Don't say the Giants. They're not
Browns.
going anywhere.
Sorry.
They're not making the playoffs with Jimmy G.
They would be a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot better.
Oh, the Giants.
The
Yeah.
Giants would be in the running for
Agreed.
the NFC East. With
Listen,
Jimmy G.
though, I actually think that the Browns are a fit now again because Deshaun Watson's probably going to be out for the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would go out and I would absolutely sign this guy. I'm not throwing away a season. He's only got a year left on the deal anyway.
Nobody's going to trade for him though because it's the Baker situation. They're stuck.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I mean Baker did get traded, but he took a salary cut. But I'm just saying, like in terms of that, nope. Why are you going to trade for him? They're the ones that are handcuffed.
He doesn't hold value. Like they can't get value for him because there's no, like they completely drained the value of him. Once they announce Trey Lance as their guy,
He's drained.
that's when they're done. Like you lose it. You lose that asset
Yep.
because now they're going to wait until the deadline to cut him, and then that's it.
well,
And then he's going to be a free agent,
Mhm.
and then that's it. The headache is gone.
And
They can move on, and he can move on. But where's he going to land? I always thought he was going to land in Houston because of the Patriots background too. And I don't know if they believe in Davis Mills, but I don't know. I mean, now that the Brown situation kind of opens up, I think that makes the most sense in terms of wanting to be a contender because they have a good roster. They just need a quarterback.
Here's the
You
issue.
can't
though.
rock out with Jacoby Brissett for entire years.
This is a serious question. if the Browns sign Jimmy G and he makes it to the AFC Championship game by some stretch, like
maybe you consider extending him. He's on the last year of his deal.
Yeah, like,
and
what
this
do
is
you
why I
do?
was saying it's a luxury to have multiple quarterbacks who can start in this league. So maybe you find a loophole in the contract for Deshaun Watson. You say, hey, fuck you. You're out of here. All right, we lost our picks,
Yeah.
but we don't got to pay this guy.
because at that
And we'll
point,
extend Jimmy.
at that point, you have 2 years. Now he's not going to play for 2 years. Like,
Point
that's-
is, you got these guys. You have them under control. You could do these things. GodFavre, I want to ask you, what team do you think is the best fit for Jimmy G? Because we've exhausted this subject, but we want to know what you're thinking. Who is the best fit for Jimmy G?
I think he's a backup quarterback.
Come on.
He can make a
We're
team
not
better,
doing
but I think he's a backup. He's a backup quarterback. I think Cleveland will be a good fit.
Do you think there's any teams that he could start for right now?
I know there's Baker there with Deshaun Watson, having his son's out for like 6 weeks, whatever. I don't know. I don't think he's good, but I don't think he's like an Alex Smith. Like he's puts up good numbers.
It's a good
I don't think
comp.
he's all that. I think he's a backup.
Cat.
That's why there's no trade partner for him. Nobody wants him.
I mean,
I don't
there's
think
he's
got to
a
be
starter.
something to it, There's
I don't
got to be
think he's
something
a
to the lack
backup.
of interest.
I don't think he's a backup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the lack of interest is that he
Concerning.
doesn't.
That's my
he doesn't-
opinion.
He doesn't roll out of the pocket and throw 70-yard bombs, and it looked great.
Yep.
The problem is that he's methodical and just finds ways to win games.
Because you can't tell me right here, right now, that there are 32 quarterbacks better than Jimmy Garoppolo. You're
There's
telling
not.
me he's 33rd in the league and he should be in a backup?
That's crazy.
That's crazy to me. The guy was just in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago.
And the NFC Championship game this year.
Right. So that's an accomplishment. Like, not many players could say they went to an NFC Championship game. And he did it in a close window. And he went on the road. He went on the road and did it.
Twice.
So I don't understand. You can't tell me there's 32 quarterbacks better than Jimmy G right now. You
I
just
think
can't.
it's always about fit.
So why
He's
isn't
gotta
there?
go
Here's
where
a
the
question.
fit is
Why
absolutely
isn't there?
perfect.
Why
Oh,
doesn't
God,
someone want him then?
The
If he's so
contract
good,
was
why doesn't
they-
anybody
they're
really want him?
stuck. The Niners are
Because
stuck.
the Niners are stuck.
I don't know. I think it's a mix of both right now, but I think he is definitely a more
Right.
attractive.
They tried selling him too late. But the reason why they couldn't sell him is because he got hurt. That's the only reason why. If he never got hurt, they would have been able to sell him.
I think he's definitely more attractive at this point as a free agent.
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely, because they don't have to give up anything to get him.
But there's always injuries. Maybe someone gets hurt in training camp. But who knows? It's a little fuzzy because there's definitely a couple teams out there that probably could still trade for him. I would think that I would want the first crack at the guy as opposed to waiting till he hits the open market. I would
Cleveland.
rather trade a fucking 7 if I have to trade a conditional 7 or whatever it is at this point.
Cleveland is just like a tailor-made fit for him.
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. And I would assume, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm pretty sure that their cap space would be, they would be able to fit him. Hold on.
So Jacob commented, Jimmy G in Viking purple is deadly. No lies. He would lead the team to a division title and maybe a bowl appearance.
Yo, Jake, I just want to
But-
say,
So that's wow. So that's thinking highly of Jimmy G. If he thinks if he goes to the Vikings, he'll go to the bowl.
But there's
possible
one
bowl
problem
appearance.
with that, Jacob. All right? They have Kirk Cousins, and they're high on him. The new staff is high on Kirk Cousins.
he got extended, didn't he?
And he got an extension. He got more guaranteed money to stick around an extra year. So, he would be a backup there. Now, otherwise, it would take an injury there. He'd still be a backup. So, the Browns, though, according to what I'm reading here, they still have $48 million in cap space. So, they would be able to fit Jimmy G at his current contract. They probably would still restructure this. So, they could do it. That's the only place where I could actually see it making absolute sense. Because Seattle right now. Is it a terrible fit for him? No.
I think
But,
he would make them relevant too.
But, they don't seem like they want to win right now, which is weird.
I know.
Because they have some offensive pieces there.
You sign Metcalf to an extension. You still have Lockett.
And you still have Pete Carroll.
who's 90. And it's like, okay.
I can see the fit there in Seattle.
Like, he
would
would
be-
definitely
he would be
start
good.
there. No question about it. But they don't want
Yeah.
him. They said that Seattle's not interested. So Interesting. We'll keep an eye on it. But next up, here is another crowd favorite, a.k.a. Paul's boy, Baker Mayfield. Quote unquote, has the inside track on the Panthers QB1 job. It's his job to lose. Any surprises here? Any thoughts?
No surprises to me. I mean, look, it's Sam Darnold. Like, I'm not even going to hype Baker up right now. I know you guys, I'm a super fan, whatever. But it's like,
where's your fat head on the wall for him?
He's coming once he comes out in the Carolina blue. But it's like, come on, man, it's Sam Darnold. He has no chance. I don't care what you say about Baker. He's better than Sam Darnold.
Well, they didn't play preseason games yet, so we'll have to see.
Don't matter.
Why doesn't that matter?
Because I've seen them play regular season games, and Sam Darnold's 17 games under 500.
But if you're in a competition, if you're in a QB competition battle, those games matter. Practices, yeah, they mean something, but when you perform in the game, when you can translate your practice reps to the game reps, and you can perform at a high level, then yes, that they matter.
So let me ask you a question. If you're Matt Rule and me and Mike are in a QB competition, he's been there for a year and a half. I've been there for 10 days, and I'm better in the playbook. Are you more like enamored with me or the guy that's been there?
I don't think he's better in the playbook. I don't think that's what the report said.
Well,
he's got
the thing that's interesting. The thing that's interesting is last week they were saying that neither of them were really impressive, and now this week is his job to lose. That's the part that has me confused. Even though I personally think Baker is better, and I think he's going to win the job, that is interesting. GodFavre, who deserves to be the Panthers quarterback? Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold? Who would you go with? Because this is a team that has playoff aspirations.
Baker Mayfield, easy. It's a job to lose. They even said it.
Easy.
He fucks up. He's back up. Easy. He's getting the starting job.
GodFavre's got no worries about it. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
I got you guys. I got a question for you guys.
Go ahead.
I got a question for you guys. What about
Paul's?
Cam Newton's a free agent. Now I know. I'm saying. I know he's a good backup for any team. What do you take on? Everyone's waiting for him. Someone's waiting to get hurt, and then they're going to somebody's going to grab him.
The Panthers.
I'll tell you this.
Go ahead.
I'm personally, if I'm an NFL GM, I am not waiting on Cam Newton. He is done, washed up. He cannot be a quarterback in the league. He could run the football still, great, but can he throw? Absolutely not. I saw him throw for 27 yards in the game in a couple of years ago. Yeah, that ain't changing anytime soon.
He's washed up.
The problem with this guy is he thinks he can still start. He wants to still start, so it's also a pride thing. Is he willing to play as a backup? If so, he'll have a job.
It's over for him. We need to stop.
He's not a starting quarterback in this league. He's lucky to be a backup. He'd be a good backup.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he
I don't even think he should be in the show. But
for a game or two, you could probably
I mean,
keep your head above water.
Look, I mean, Cam Newton versus Jacoby Brissett, for example. I'm probably going to lean Cam, even though I've been down on Cam for years. I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's backup jobs available for this guy. He don't want to be a backup.
I might lean Jacoby because I don't get a sideshow, but that's just me.
But true. And actually, most teams are going to probably agree with you. So, good question, GodFavre, because he's still out there. The Panthers were interested, by the way.
His name was floating around for Cleveland. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, he was. It was true. It's true, guys. Yeah. This is before the suspension went down.
I read Kaepernick, too.
Cam Newton was in discussion. And then he always was in discussion with the Panthers until they went and added 2 more quarterbacks. So we'll see. We'll see, Cam Newton.
I would just trade for Taylor Heineke if I'm going to go that route.
I don't think they want to get rid of him.
I'm that serious. I'm not even kidding. Like, why not?
They're not going to get rid of him.
Why? If Carson
Wentz is their guy. They paid him like top backup money with starter incentives. They want to keep him. They love Taylor Heineke, at least in the building. And he is going to be one of the better backups. He's getting paid like it. So,
I say explore the option. I think it would be a good fit. Why not?
Maybe.
Better than what your options are, Cam Newton. I mean, you ain't winning nothing with Cam Newton, bro. Like, let's call a spade a spade.
He's washed up.
You ain't winning shit with Cam Newton. I'd rather tank than have him as a quarterback.
Mac Jones. And that's not a slight. I'm just saying he was a rookie. And he got cut in his, after the first preseason game or before that? They just cut him.
Yeah.
Because they said Mac had a better understanding of the playbook.
He's a better thrower of the football. It's just not even close, honestly.
No, not at all.
But, guys, moving on. Philly Phil, give us a change-up. All right, we're talking some running backs. There's some good shit here, guys. Kareem Hunt, who we've been rumored to, maybe say he's available, and it's actually true now. Well, let me rephrase. He requested a trade from the Browns this week because they denied his extension request. He wants to be signed long-term. They said no, and they said they don't want to trade him, by the way. They replied to his trade request and said no. But this is the NFL, guys, and if he don't want to be there, this guy's got value. He could be a 3-down back in this league. So
Easy.
My question to you guys is, what is the best fit for Kareem Hunt? What team should go out right now and trade for Kareem Hunt?
Seriously, the answer here is the Eagles.
I was going to say
It's perfect. If the Eagles had Kareem Hunt, they would add another dynamic to their offense that would make them even scarier. He can run the football. He can catch. Then you have two great receivers on the outside, in Devontae and A.J. Brown. You got Dallas Goedert. You got Jalen Hurts, who can run as well. And if he's better than last year at passing, the Eagles are going to be scary with Kareem Hunt.
But
So
remember,
I'm going there, but
he wants to be paid, so whoever's trading for him is
Sure.
likely trying to extend him. And
How
I mean,
much?
it's possible because the Eagles have Miles Sanders going into his free agent season too.
And that's fine.
So-
Because the running backs ain't going for much. If you look at Leonard Fournette's contract, he got 3 years, $7 million. And he won a Super Bowl. Kareem Hunt never won a Super Bowl. Never been impacted in that way to win a Super Bowl. So you can get him for cheaper. So I think it's worth the money. If it makes you a better offense and he could be an every down back for you, it's a no-brainer, bro. It's a literally no-brainer.
Imagine if you have Hunt and Gainwell in your backfield.
Amazing. Trade Sanders.
Trade Sanders
Trade him.
before it's up, and then you got Hunt and Gainwell, two dynamic pass catchers that can both run the ball with power.
But here's the problem.
I don't think they're going to
That's
trade
not going to
Sanders,
happen.
though.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's
none
not
of this is
realistic.
going to happen. It's not
Oh,
going to
I
happen
know.
because they love Miles Sanders. So I
Well,
get it. I get it. I
Nick,
get it. I get it.
I don't think you should say that. I think you're right to say the Eagles because I actually think they would be interested. It's just a matter of the part where it gets dicey is with the contract.
So,
But I think they actually will be interested in acquiring him.
I hope. But here's
'Cause he
my
is a good fit.
Here's my only gripe with it is that they would have to find a trade partner for Miles Sanders because you can't acquire Kareem Hunt and still have Miles Sanders and Gainwell on the roster.
Well, you could.
You could.
Boston Scott just
I
won't
don't
play,
think
guys.
they're gonna
But
do.
Gainwell
That's
will be
fine.
the third down back occasionally.
What if they traded
And
him
then-
straight up for Miles Sanders?
Nah,
They would never.
it won't
do that.
happen because they have Dearness Johnson. And they drafted
Yeah.
a rookie in the fourth
Do you
round.
think Miles
Right.
Sanders is better than Dearness Johnson?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Chubb and if Sanders was the 2, I think he would be great alongside Chubb.
They would be there's no way. There's no way. They have Dearness Johnson. He's not going anywhere.
No.
And they have
They
a
like
fourth
him.
round rookie that they like. That's
Yeah.
the whole reason why this could be possible. I'll tell you what I think, but first I want to know what GodFavre thinks. Where should Kareem Hunt go, GodFavre?
Yep.
What team?
Not the Eagles. Not the Eagles. I disagree,
Who do you
guys.
think?
Nah. He wants to be a number one. So right now there's Nick Chubb, right? He wants to be traded because he wants to be the man. So with Nick Chubb there, nah. The Browns,
Mhm.
I think they're going to fine him like $50K a day if he doesn't friggin' practice. So, I mean,
This is true.
right now the AFC, like he's on the AFC team, right? So the AFC is fucking loaded. I mean, that team, that whole conference is fucking loaded. I mean, I think it'd be good if he went back to the fucking Chiefs.
Oh my
I mean,
God! I
I
can't
don't
believe
think
you
he-
just said that. You took my thunder.
Oh yeah.
I let
Oh,
you
he
go
would
first.
definitely. He would.
That's
He
what I
would.
was going
He
to
would
say.
fit,
GodFavre.
if he goes
Great
back to the
minds.
Chiefs,
Great
they'll win the
minds.
fucking. They'll go to the bowl. They'll go to
No,
the
they
bowl.
Cat-
That does not move the meter for me. But go
The
ahead.
cat
You can
Favre.
say Cap.
GodFavre.
That's
I
a
like
Cap
what you're
ball.
thinking, and here's why.
I have
Why
my own
not
mind.
go
I'll tell you
back
how
to
it
where
is. I don't
he's
think
had-
he'll fit on the Eagles.
Hold on.
Nah,
He just said
Eagles don't
the
need him.
cat Favre.
Yeah, that's wild disrespectful to our guest. You
Nah.
should apologize.
You took the word God out of my name. It's not right.
All right, the God Cat.
Nah.
Doubles down. Oh my God! No one's ever going to want
They
to call
changed
on
my
this show
name
now.
over here, man. Nah, not the Eagles though.
We all know about Mr. Cap across the table from me. All right. Now,
Don't disrespect Nick like that.
He ain't talking about me because he knows
I
I
stared
don't have
you
a
right in
cat.
the eyes.
So I know he ain't talking about Nick.
No, I was staring at him in the eyes here.
Whoa.
He actually likes that. Fuck. See, no matter what I say here. All right, anyway. Kareem Hunt to the Chiefs. All right. It's a no-brainer. because Clyde Edwards-Helaire can't stay healthy.
And he stinks.
They need a number one running back. This guy catches. They love to throw the football, okay? This guy had his most success in Kansas City, and times are forgiven. They need a number one running back. It's a no-brainer. This guy would be a fantastic fit in Kansas City. Will they do it? I would probably say no.
Reed takes
but
chances on
you
him.
never know because it's. I hate to say this because what he did is fucked up, but like in Kansas City, that's like a lost topic now. It's a couple years removed, and it's a shame, obviously.
You know who?
But I'm just saying, like, I think they could handle having him back, and I think he would be open to it. Let's be real. He didn't want to leave there. He had to go. He did what he did, and they traded him away. That's what they had to do. He didn't want to leave. He was a franchise running back over there.
You know who would be a great fit for him?
Go ahead.
The Miami Dolphins.
That's the other one.
That would be a great fit for them.
They don't have any capital. How the hell could they trade for him?
I don't think you're going to give up a first round pick
Yeah,
for
it's
Kareem
like
Hunt or a second round pick.
But I'm saying they gave up all. They only
or
have
third.
mid-round picks now. But Hunt on that squad, that's really.
I like
fourth
it.
or a fifth there. I mean,
Who they got? They got Philip Lindsay, Sony Michel, and who else?
they got Raheem Mostert and
Miles
Chase
Raheem
Edmonds.
Mostert. They got all
Chase
these
Edmonds
backs.
was paid
Miles
though.
Gaskin, is he still there?
Yeah,
He's booty
is.
meat.
So
but
they
he's-
got 5 running backs that are just mediocre.
Remember though, the head coach was a 49er and he loves Raheem Mostert. And also Chase Edmonds got paid. He actually got money. Like he's going to play. So that's the thing. It's like, do I
They'd be a
think
great fit.
football wise, I totally agree with
Oh my
you.
god!
I don't know. I don't know which of these teams will actually go out and get him. Those are the two best fits, though, in my opinion. I agree with you.
I look down the line. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Godfather.
Kareem Hunt it's too much drama with this guy. That's why he wouldn't fit with the Eagles. We don't need that garbage. You know what I mean? I think Andy Reid knows how to handle the guy, but not with the Eagles.
I agree.
Yeah, the Eagles seem comfortable with their committee.
man.
Texans.
Yeah, we don't need that kind of person. Nah.
I think the Falcons could
Well,
be really good
the
for us
Eagles.
too.
And
It won't fit. We would be a bad culture fit.
Jacob says Texans. Nick just said Falcons. These are two teams that definitely could use a starting running back. I mean, the Falcons drafted Taylor Algier or whatever, how it's pronounced.
It don't matter. They got Cordell Patterson.
But Kareem Hunt.
You mix in with Kareem Hunt. Yeah, you got something.
Then you could put Cordero Patterson out of wide.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
I would have
put him
him
in the slot.
I would use him as
actually
the
was
occasional wide back.
He was literally a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Coming into the NFL, and then he just when he went to New England, they used him as a running back. So then he started converting into a scat back or whatever you call it, or a wide back, whatever. I don't know whatever you want to call it, but he can catch passes and he can run the football.
Oh,
so that would be a good combination.
John, what do you think Kareem Hunt should be?
Eagles,
what team?
He said the Eagles.
He said the Eagles because I didn't see it.
Yeah, hell yeah. Dude, it's Kareem Hunt. And
So John's in agreement. John, I got you next, okay? I think that's it, though. I really can't think of any other teams right now. I don't know, guys. Let's think about it, but we'll see, because right now they're saying they're not going to trade him. Now, moving on to the next running back situation. Interesting. Josh Jacobs, supposedly the running back one for the Raiders. Is his job in jeopardy, guys? Because he actually started and played in the first preseason game, which never happens. It never happens.
Where did this come from? Like,
Jacob
get
says
it.
also, by the way, the Bills. And I actually like that for Kareem Hunt as well. The Bills would be a good fit.
Put him on the Bills.
The Bills, I mean, that wouldn't even be fair. Thank
Yeah.
you. That's a
Hunt to the
John
Bills
said
would
John
be
said
unreal.
Eagles.
I don't want him.
John, yes.
Where is this coming from with Josh Jacobs? Like, did I miss something in the news? Because I feel like out of nowhere, I know it's a contract year.
They drafted a kid, and it's a new head coach, new regime, and they obviously don't have him in the long-term plans, is what I think. And I can't even say I expect that he'll start, but I can't say it for a fact. If he's playing in the first preseason game, that's a problem. And he actually performed pretty well. I think it was 6 yards per carry, but the rookie backup had a pretty nice night too. Zamir White. And they drafted him. This is a new regime. They drafted this kid. Is his job in jeopardy?
No. I think he's going to be the RB1 when it's all said and done at the end of this to start the season.
But is he screwed long term, Nick? Or do you think they wind up holding on?
I got to be honest with you, man.
He can't stay on the field either.
If you're not a top 10 running back in the league, your job is always going to be in jeopardy because year in and year out, people find new running backs in the draft. You can get them in the 3rd round, 4th round. There's always running backs available. So if you're not that guy who's a game changer for that franchise, your job's always in jeopardy, in my opinion.
So I agree. I don't think his job's in jeopardy, but he could be in their long-term plans because I think he's going to, for the first time in his career, he's going to have a ton of room to run. Because of Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfro's emergence, and Darren Waller, I mean, all that underneath shit's going to be open for him. They're not going to be stacking the box. It's just not going to be there. And Josh Jacobs is a good running back.
He just needs to stay on the field, though.
It's a contract year. I think usually those players stay healthy.
They spent a 1st-round pick on this kid, and he's had his moments, but otherwise mostly unreliable. So I don't even know what they would get for him on the market. I'd rather have Kareem Hunt out of the two. Not even close, really.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm
avoiding. Point is I'm going to say this. I'm avoiding him in fantasy. I already do. Yeah. I'm avoiding Josh Jacobs in fantasy. And for the record, this is Josh McDaniels runs an offense with running back committees. This is what he's known for, right? Look at what he did with the Patriots. It's always 3 guys involved at a minimum, sometimes 4. You know?
Yeah. Look, I don't want to look too deep into it because maybe he was just out there because he wanted to play and he wanted to get the reps. Like maybe he's that kind of player that values that kind of time to prepare for the season. But as a head coach, you have the final say whether a player plays or not. Like if Devontae Adams was asking to play, I don't think he would play. But maybe also he's trying to get used to his system and he wants to, get some reps in, live reps. I don't know. I don't want to look too deep into this, but Josh Jacobs is a good running back in his league, but he's not that guy. You know what I mean? He's not gonna hop on your team and change your franchise kind of guy.
No, you could plug him in and he can do work.
He's good. Yeah. Like he's good. He's a good running back. That's it. So I don't want to look too deep into this. I think he's going to be the RB1 when the season starts.
GodFavre, your thoughts on Josh Jacobs' job in Vegas?
I heard he got injured. Is that true?
Regular.
Huh?
I said that's regular. He's always hurt.
Yeah. I don't think he's going. I think he's going to stay where. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Not this year. What about next year, though?
Maybe. But I think.
What about next year when he's a free agent?
Depends how well he does this year. So I don't think he's going to do that much, and then he'll just get removed. But I don't think he's going anywhere this year.
All right. And I see Jacob says plug and play RB2 for Josh Jacobs.
Spot on. That's exactly what he is.
If he's getting the key with Josh Jacobs is volume, and if I can't assure that, I'm gonna lay off. Maybe he drops an ADP value, and then I'm willing to rock with it. For now, he's not been a reliable fantasy player. So this is just my thoughts, man. But moving on, okay. Matthew Stafford, and GodFavre referenced this a little earlier in our show. Matthew Stafford's got an elbow issue, guys, and it's very abnormal, quote unquote, for a quarterback, Sean McVay says. Okay. This is kind of Tommy John-ish. But the thing is, you got to be careful because he could tear his elbow, literally. It's probably partially torn as it is. So are we concerned about Matthew Stafford and the Rams? I say this because this is a lingering issue that will only get worse the more he throws.
I would be concerned, but
Nick, you have them. They're your number 1 team in the NFL, and they are the reigning Super Bowl champions.
I would be concerned. Yes, absolutely. You don't mess with an elbow. That's the reason why pitchers get shut down when their elbow starts to act abnormally, right? Or hurting in such a way that's abnormal to the human body. An elbow is not supposed to tear at all, especially when throwing a ball. However, I'm confused because every time I go on Twitter or Instagram and I see Rams highlights of their practice, he's doing no look passes. and it looks to be fine to me. So, is it overblown? Is it just? I don't know. I don't know. It's
Nick,
fucking
here's the
weird to
thing.
me.
It's McVay is
It
kind of the
doesn't
one
make sense.
overblowing it himself. McVay is the one acting like he's concerned,
Right.
but yet he's throwing him out there in practice.
Right. So you're telling me, yeah, he's got an abnormal elbow issue, but yet he's throwing no look passes in practice that look effortlessly. So I'm judging off the video. I think he's going to be fine, but it can go anytime.
John says, if you're a Rams fan, then you're concerned. Look, man, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm definitely a little concerned about this because it's not that I don't think Stafford will perform well, but what if he does have an injury where he can't play through this and he needs to be shut down, and then you got to go to the backup, which is John Wolford, I believe. He can run around. GodFavre's laughing because that's just not going to cut it. He can run around, this kid, but he can't throw.
Nah.
Let me tell you what I just thought of right now. What about Jimmy G to the Rams as a backup?
Yeah, on everything I love.
Do you love
it?
it?
Was in my head.
Here's my
It was in
take.
head.
Here's my take
Thought of
on
it now.
If he gets cut.
GodFavre, go ahead. The floor is
Yeah,
yours.
here's my take on Stafford. Yeah, here's my take on Stafford. So, yeah, his elbow, he's got tendonitis or whatever. But I believe last year, I think Dak Prescott had the same fucking issue with his fucking elbow and his shoulder.
It was his
And
shoulder.
the guy threw like 5,000 yards. He got like 5,000 yards. But the bottom line is, yeah, he slides in the fucking fourth down with a dick, right? Fucking. Anyway, I like saying name, but I'm just comparing, right? Yeah.
Mr. Prescott's injury was his shoulder, though. It was his shoulder. This is an elbow. That's why I'm like, I don't know. And yeah, John said the same thing about Dak, but it was his shoulder.
I think if it was
this is elbow on his,
he wouldn't be throwing right now.
He's throwing no look passes. What are we talking about?
And then David says, need to shut him down so there's no risk that he makes it worse. Do it now before the games count and it costs you. I mean, I feel you a little bit there. I don't know.
The concern I got with Stafford is they got a brutal schedule. I mean, brutal.
For the first 5 games are against
really
playoff
tough
teams.
teams.
Yeah, here, let's take a look. I'm going to open it up.
It's brutal, right?
Pause.
So, tendonitis in his arm, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll fight through it. But it's a concern because they got that brutal schedule. So,
well, here you go, GodFavre. Ready for this?
Yeah.
That's a great point you made. They opened the season with the Bills. Then you got to lay up with the Falcons. But then you got Cardinals on the road, 49ers on the road, Cowboys, Panthers, 49ers, at Bucks. Then Cardinals again. I mean, that's just the first half. Second half, you got
brutal.
Saints, Chiefs, Raiders, Packers, Broncos, Chargers. That's in the second half of the season when his elbow might be flaring up the worst after he's throwing 40-something passes a game. Yeah. This offense throws the football a lot.
Yeah. Well, I'm
not trying to sound the alarm here, but this is it's only going to get worse. This guy is known to play through injury, and he's one of the greatest ever doing it. I'm not worried about the ability of Max Stafford.
He's tough.
Stafford played worse with the Lions. He was he played through worse. I mean, this is just another hump in the road. I think he'll be fine. Yeah, he's got a real brutal schedule, but he played worse with the Lions. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he won by 1-7.
I saw that
in 9 games with the Lions, but he's not on the Lions. He's on the Rams. So they're going to be
Jacob said it.
Playoffs.
He's a dog.
God.
Yeah, as long as he's healthy, GodFavre, they're probably making another long playoff run here. So
they do another run.
I mean, that's interesting. Yeah. This is like a delicate situation because they got, like I said, John Wolford. I actually don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name right. He played a little bit in the past, and all he can do is run.
I think he's number 6, right? Is he number 6?
Yes.
Is that his number?
Yeah, John Wolford. I was right. From Wake Forest. He's 6'1", and all he can do is run, literally. But they like him, apparently. Listen, I'm going out and getting Jimmy G insurance there, but not at $25 million. But
no,
that's interesting, though. If he's a free agent, that's where I think he needs to go, actually. I'm revising my thoughts. Cleveland needs him the most. but that would be the perfect insurance policy for the Rams.
I know, but if I'm Jimmy G, I don't know if I'm accepting.
I'm not accepting the backup
that.
role.
Yeah, because then you're telling everybody else you're willing to be a backup. And
What if he don't
doesn't
have
think
a
that about
choice,
himself.
though? That's the best spot he could go as a backup, probably.
I just
Tampa Bay, maybe.
I get it, but
There's no other great spots.
I don't want to go back to this Jimmy G conversation, but Jared Goff has a job, and Jimmy G doesn't. They both went to the Super Bowl and lost. Jimmy G went to the NFC Championship, and Jared Goff hasn't been relevant since he left the Rams. Am I missing something? For real.
Am
I missing something?
I'm speechless. I've been looking for the answers too.
That's all. So to me, he by him accepting he's a backup, that would be a bad move on his part because that's a bad business decision in the long term, especially when you want a new deal and you want to find a new team. But this is getting off the rails here. I don't want to talk about Jimmy G. I just don't.
It just came to my mind. I'm like,
I've been thinking like Jared Goff has a fucking job, but if you compare resumes, they both lost the Super Bowl, and the rest speaks for itself.
Because you guys are Jimmy G guys, and I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, like this is a perfect scenario. God forbid if his elbow's blown out and he can't throw a football. That's a great spot for Jimmy G because their coach is going to put him in a good position. I mean, this is a guy he knows very well, too. Played him twice a year.
Sure. And then
knows him well.
But here's going to be the narrative. Oh, well, he actually had a really good team around him. He didn't do shit. He was just a game manager if he wins.
Well, he's been getting that his whole career. Though.
I know, but that shit is corny. You know what I mean? If he goes to a team where he could start and he could show, okay, I can bring a bum-ass franchise to a decent team.
So you want him to be a Seahawk then? Because that's the only place where he's going to be able to do that.
Yeah, sure. He's got Tyler Lockett. He's got DK Metcalf. And he doesn't have a headache at running back anymore. Chris Carson's out. He retired. Now they actually know who their running back is. Go. See what you could do. Go against your former team.
If he brings them to relevance,
you want to take Trey Lance over me? That's fine. I'm going to go to your divisional rival, and I'm going to see you 2 times a year, and I'm going to put my foot up your ass. That's going to be that's got to be the mentality.
Louder.
That's got to be the mentality, bro. That's got to be the mentality. Period. End of story.
I like it.
That's it.
Damn. Wow.
That's how I feel about it, man. That's how I feel about it.
It's theories, baby. You know what?
Crazy.
I hope he goes to Seattle because at least we'll know he'd start there.
Sure.
And if he makes them relevant, then guys, I mean, I might have to jump on that bandwagon with you.
It sucks that
he makes them relevant.
It sucks the Steelers sign Mitchell Trubisky because he would be great in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he would be. That would be a great fit.
He can. I mean, the problem is he can't move around as well, and that pocket's going to be collapsed all year.
But Deontay Johnson and Claypool,
he'd have to get the ball out in 2 seconds flat.
That's fine. I trust Jimmy G under pressure than I trust Mitchell.
Oh, I agree with you there. Definitely.
And Kenny Pickett, they're saying might not even dress for preseason.
Bro, he's third on the depth chart.
He's dog shit.
I know.
He's dog shit.
That's a myth.
That's such a homer pick, first round pick from Pittsburgh.
Real.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, that really was.
Anyway, let's not waste time on that bum. All right. NFC East. This is for you, GodFavre. Philly Phil, change it up. All right. This is for the GodFavre, man. We got to talk NFC East. We got to talk the Birds. All right. GodFavre, I'm going to you right away, okay? Who is the best team in the NFC East this year?
Phil, do we have to go there,
Phil? Your mic's up on. Is your mic up on loud? Because I want to hear it, baby. Bring it.
Come on, Phil. Is that you got that song? Come on, man. What are we talking about, man? What are we talking about?
That's what we talking about.
On the road to victory. Fly, Eagles, fly. Touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit them low, hit them high. Watch our Eagles fly.
That's fucking passion, right?
Eagles fly. On the road to victory. Come on, guys. E-A-G-L-E-S. Woo! Bring it on, baby.
GodFavre.
Come on.
I am in agreement with you. Tell me why.
Cowboys
why are they the best team in the East this year?
No. Cowboys are overrated. Watch. Eagles are going to come at them this year. I'm telling you. Now, the only concern I got, and I'm going to tell you how it is, Hurts. He's definitely a concern for me. As I feel, I've been looking at that training camp videos, man. But the guy's running the ball a lot. He's breaking ankles. I'll give him that. But he's running the ball too much. He needs to use his arm. But A.J. Brown, do you see that fucking tight fucking dime he shot right on A.J. Brown in the fucking end zone?
Extra
If
calls.
he could do that.
But that was a beautiful
do
throw.
that, they got a couple extra W's, man. That's all I'm going to say right there.
That's
I
the
agree.
guy.
I agree with
Eagles.
that.
They were
I agree with
that
that.
close to beat the fucking Cowboys, man.
That's a throw he couldn't make
I say
last
the
year.
Eagles,
That was
definitely.
beautiful.
He's spot on with it, to be honest. I mean, the Eagles are just
Oh, yeah.
The Eagles are better than the Cowboys in nearly every facet, with the exception of quarterback.
That's it.
That's it. And
Name
that's
one
not,
other position that's better.
And I'm not even shading Hurts like that, because I've become a big Hurts fan because I like his work ethic and character. So, like, to me, like, Hurts isn't trash at all. He's capable. So, I mean, I just the Eagles are clearly ahead in the NFC East race. Like, I don't really think it's that close, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't need
They're just better. They're just a better team.
Right.
And, like, do you see what Jordan Davis is doing to people?
Oh, he's a
Lane
bully.
Johnson just said he's straight out of Jurassic.
you know how
he
I
said-
feel about
Hold
Jordan
on.
Davis.
Hold on.
He's
I love that pick.
straight out of Jurassic
Oh, my
Park.
God.
That
Hold on a
was
fucking
called by
ball.
Mikey P right there.
Hold on.
That pick.
Did
Don't
you
forget.
guys see the video of Jordan Davis bullying the center?
Yep.
If you
He was pushing him.
if you reverse it, the center is hopping back to the line of scrimmage. That's how much he's getting bullied. That's insane. He was hopping.
This man's a freak. Okay.
Me too, but shit.
Yo, this is training camp against his own guy. Training camp against his own guy. He sees a cowboy in front of him. Fucking bull him, baby.
Yeah, that
Push
offensive
him.
line. That offensive line
Push
ain't the
him
same
back.
as it's been. All right.
I can't wait till he gets his hands on fucking Dak Press fucking cock.
No, he's
Just
driving.
grab him, man.
He's driving Zach Martin 15 yards back. All right.
Oh, easy.
Top 10 in
That's
the
who it
league.
was.
He's a
Jargon.
beast. I don't know how they're going to guard him and Cox. I have no idea.
And you got
I don't
the
know.
Kobe Dean coming in,
Or anything.
Yeah, but
And you
I think he's
still
back
got Javon Hargrave too.
and he's good.
up. He'll be all right.
I mean, here's the thing. This is what puzzles me, because this is Vegas. All right. Vegas says Cowboys win total 10.5. Over under 10.5. The Eagles are 9.5. That feels like the easiest fucking bet ever.
Yep.
Easiest. I'm saying over for the Eagles, and I'm saying under for the Cowboys.
No doubt. I took
and I'm
the under.
parlaying it
I took the under.
immediately.
Yeah, I mean, I don't look. It's known on here I'm a Dak Prescott guy, but 10.5 is a lot of wins. Like, you lost your offensive line, you lost your number one wide receiver.
Mm-mm.
All right.
I mean,
Arguable, but go ahead.
no,
And they're-
AC is the number one,
Bro,
bro.
I think CeeDee Lamb is going to be a monster.
They were making the
He
shift.
may, but
They
there's
were
gonna be.
they lost a number one receiver. though.
Sure, okay. That's
He's
it.
gonna be.
CeeDee Lamb, you remember I was saying they were making the shift to him as wide receiver one halfway through the year. They
CeeDee
started making
Yeah.
him the receiver one.
The problem is that the defenses, though, weren't treating him like a number one, and that
I
would be
think they
very
were.
different this year. No,
I think they
Amari
were
was
because
getting a
because he
double.
went a little quiet at the end too. CeeDee Lamb, they were
So
giving
then-
him attention.
So then that shouldn't be encouraging coming into this year if he went quiet.
Why
if he
not?
went because if you're telling me that they
I'm not worried
game
about
plan,
him in
if they
particular.
game plans for CD at the end of the year and he got quiet at the end of the year, that would imply to me that he was facing trouble when the game plan was focusing on
Well,
him.
listen,
But
he
you
is.
got to understand, he was a rookie wide receiver with a lot of promise, right? He's not a veteran. He doesn't know how to beat double coverage like everybody else does, or get a little bit more separation.
And you think he
than
can
the
learn
rest of
that
the
in a
league.
year?
Why not?
I agree with you there. Why
He's
not?
got the talent.
I agree.
He's got
I
the
know.
moves.
I
He's
like him.
quick.
I think he's good.
love CeeDee
I'm not
Lamb.
really
He's a good
worried
player.
about him, but he is going to have a lot of attention. And this receiver core, I mean, Jalen Tolbert's going to be the number 2, and I mean, look, they like him.
Nobody else needs
But
to
what
be
does
doubled.
what does that tell you? Would I rather have Amari Cooper or Jalen Tolbert? Going Amari Cooper, and they definitely could have kept him. They decided to get rid of him for cap reasons because they're horrible at structuring contracts
As of
and
today,
have been.
no wide receiver on there is scaring you besides CD because
Exactly.
Gallup's out.
Like,
Well,
I'm
once
not
Gallup
worried
comes
about
back-
Jalen Tolbert, and I'm definitely not going to worry about Michael Gallup getting up to speed off of the knee.
Gallup's fucking good too.
He is, but I'm
He's
not.
very
I'm not
good.
going to be thinking about that when he's coming back off the knee injury halfway through the season. And
Oh yeah.
you know
no,
what I mean.
I'm with you.
You know what's
Sure.
crazy
And
though?
Dalton Schultz don't scare me.
But you know what's crazy? Like, we're talking like this.
He's heat.
we're talking. Okay, so the Cowboys over under is 10.5. The Eagles is 9.5. To me, it doesn't even make any logical sense.
Exactly.
But here's
Thank you.
there's always a caveat to everything. It's Vegas. They know something nobody else knows. Because if
No.
Vegas is too smart
was
to
it-
actually put those lines out
What was the
where they
what
are,
was the win?
like, it doesn't make any sense.
Nick, what was
Yeah.
the win loss? What did Vegas say last year about the Eagles? 6.5.
I believe.
Yeah, I think it was
Mikey
6.5.
P said-
It
All
was
right.
6.5.
They're wrong.
Mikey
They're
P
gonna be
said
wrong again,
playoffs
pal.
not over last
They're gonna be wrong
offseason.
again.
I think
No,
that
but
Vegas.
what I'm saying is, GodFavre, is the 10.5 and the 9.5. They're telling everybody that the Cowboys are the favorite to win the division.
And
But
Nick,
if you look at all the
That's
offseason
fine.
moves, Eagles got way better, more talented, younger, faster, and they filled all their needs versus the Cowboys, who have depleted their roster due to free agency, didn't even really upgrade much in the draft, and they are still favored to win the division. It doesn't make any sense, logically speaking.
they're saying cow
But-
quarterback play.
and
but-
Nick, they're not just telling you that. When they say the Cowboys win total is at 10.5, they're saying they're one of the best teams in the league.
Right.
That puts them in the top 5 to 7.
It's insanity.
That's fucking wild to me. So here we go. The
doesn't
next
make
question I had, the next question, guys, was what's the floor and ceiling for each team in this division? And I think the ceiling for the Cowboys is 9 wins.
Agreed, John.
I think the ceiling's 9 wins for the Cowboys. I think the floor is 7. I don't think there's any way they're going over 10.5.
Look.
I don't think they're going over 9.5.
I would say if they have 9 wins, I think that would be a really good season for them because I think they will struggle to get there. And we're
But
talking about
They'll be in
schedules.
contention for a wild card spot, right? They'll be in
Look,
contention for one.
They should be. However, because I believe that Dak Prescott is good enough to do that. However, they have a fucked up schedule to start the season too. Like they're going to be 0-2.
There you go. Bucks, Bengals. You got the Commanders in week 4, at the Rams, at the Eagles.
Oh, you skipped the Giants.
I skipped the Giants on purpose. That's a W.
Yo, the Giants and the
the Cowboys, they play
and the
tough.
Commanders play the Cowboys
do.
tough.
They do.
And it's early in the season, too. So,
Yeah. So I mean, look, they have a tough schedule coming out of the gate to begin with. So the Cowboys, they realistically speaking, the Eagles could go into their bye week at 7-1.
It's
6-2.
possible. I mean, I like the start of the
So-
season better for them. Definitely.
yeah, they got tough.
I don't
they
see
got a tough
7-1.
schedule. I could see the Cowboys 9 wins seems to be realistic. Like it's going to be close to the total. Like the 10.5 is just a placeholder, I would say, for now. You know what I mean? Like
if the Eagles
10
can
and a
win
half.
11 games, they got it. The division. If they could
We're winning
at
11
least
games.
split with Cowboys and win 11 games, they got the division.
it's funny.
I think
'cause,
that's what
like,
it's going to have to take.
yeah. Like if the Cowboys were at
Yep.
9.5, what would you take? Would you take the over? Or would you take the under? Like now I'm thinking about it. But at 10.5, I'm not thinking about it. I'm going under. I bet it. I bet it in Atlantic City.
I would say under, and let me tell you why. What do Cowboys struggle with the most? They struggle
Nick
with
Foles is
close
a legend.
games late. They struggle with close games late in the game. And that's the difference between 10, 11 win teams and 7 and 8
Nick
win
Foles
teams.
is a legend.
The difference with the Cowboys is
And
they're
they're
a
poorly
winning
coached.
football team when they commit to the run. When they don't, they lose football games. That's the theme. Dak Prescott's whole career there. When they commit to the run,
They can't.
they
commit
win
to the
games. But they're not going to. This is Dak Prescott's team. That's what they're telling you. This is Dak Prescott's team. When you get rid of Amari Cooper, you're saying, Dak, you're getting paid $40 million. You're going to go out and win us some games.
win. Yep.
So what about this, guys? What about the Commanders? What's the floor and ceiling for the Commanders? And here's their win total, okay? The win total 7.5. Last season was 7. I feel like that's appropriate. I feel like maybe at best they're an 9 win team, surprise 9 win team. It feels pretty good though.
I would put them right around. I would put them right around that. I think at their max they could do is 10, and that's if they win 10 games, that's a really good season for them. But
That
they
would be
have,
unexpected.
they
They
do
won
have the
7
talent.
games last year. Is
They
what I'm
have-
saying. So
and that's why I went up there. They have the talent to do it. But I would say the floor, I would say 5 or 6 to somebody gets hurt, like Wentz or something like that. But I think they're capable to be in the wild card running. Absolutely.
GodFavre, what are your thoughts on the Commanders this year? How do you feel about them?
Wentz fuck them.
You and your son share that belief.
I can't stand them. I can't stand a better team with him. They're garbage, man.
Will they
I can't
be
wait
in
till the
wild
Eagles
card
play him. He's going
contention?
for all these fucking picks. Nah.
No.
He
They're
threw
gonna be
7 picks
garbage.
last year.
He might last one or 2 years and he's done. If he doesn't do
Wow.
good on the Commanders, he's done. His career's over. I'm going to tell
I mean,
you
I
how
definitely
it is.
think he's a starting
I never
quarterback
liked
in
him.
the NFL. I definitely think that.
Because I heard he's not doing
He's a
good in
starting
training camp. I don't know how true
27
that
and
is.
7.
But I would say that they're gonna be a team that's in the playoff race but falls off. Like they're at best winning 8-9 games.
So
I would feel most comfortable saying that they repeat their record of last year. At best, they achieve one more win.
so
That puts them at 8.
you got the overs.
I'm just not going to bet it.
If you
There
had
you
to
go.
bet, if
I had to bet
the
it,
7.5 is actually like a really good number.
so here,
Pause. But like
it is. It's a great
like,
number.
What?
7
I had to catch myself, bro, because that shit was crazy. But I didn't say that.
Well, here, Nick, let's go through their schedule. How about that? Let's go through their schedule because theirs. I mean, it shapes up to be pretty light in the beginning. This is Jags at Lions. You got the Eagles at home, Cowboys on the road, Titans, Bears. You got the Packers, Colts. I mean, it looks like they have some obvious ones they're going to lose, but it's kind of a light schedule. Like this is a light schedule for this team. So I would feel like I'd say 8. I'd take the over, but I'm not screaming. I'm not screaming go for the over there. I would take the over. I would say 8.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to win their last 3 games. They
John
play
says
the
2 and
Niners,
5.
The Browns and the Cowboys. The Browns could be a W if Deshaun Watson's out for the entire year. I could see them beating the Jags week 1.
Because look, I mean,
The Lions, I think the Lions are going to be better this year than they were last year. They're an up-and-coming team, slowly but surely. They're just missing a quarterback. If you put a prominent quarterback on their team, they look all right, especially with the wide receivers and their running back situation. I see them maybe 7.5 is appropriate, but I'm going to go unders. I think they win 7.
yeah, it's going to be really
Going
close. I mean, because look, the obvious ones, they're losing to the Eagles, most likely twice, although it is division play, and the Eagles can't play in Washington for some reason.
You know what I noticed about their schedule? This is the first time I've ever seen this.
What?
They play the Giants December 4th. Then I think they have their bye week.
Yep. And then
And
they
then
come
they
back.
play the Giants again. Yeah, it's crazy,
I've
right?
never seen that before.
Me either.
Is that the first time?
I can't remember a time, but John says they win 7 games and they're starting 2 and 5. I mean, I think at least they'll start off better than last year. Last year they were ice cold to start the season. Like their schedule lines up pretty nicely.
Oh, they play the Colts. Oh,
They're
that's going to be great.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's going to be great.
They'll
I'm gonna
lose
root
that
for him
game.
That's
so
going to be
bad.
so great. I can't
Obvious losses on the schedule. Colts, Packers, 49ers,
You think Colts
Eagles.
is an obvious loss?
the Colts.
wait. Colts are good.
Vikings.
I don't think they're
Well,
good to
it's
be
a revenge game, but it's in Indy. That's why.
I don't think
They're
it's an
playing the
obvious
Packers,
loss.
and then they play in Indy after. It feels like a loss to me. One that I feel like they could surprise is the Titans game. That's at home. Like I can see them beating the Titans.
The
I think
Bears
they
are
win
the
6.
worst team in the league.
I would actually agree.
GodFavre says 6.
Garbage.
They're horrible.
Yeah, 6 wins.
So I mean, interesting. We'll see what happens with them. But the Giants, can't forget the Giants. All right, floor and ceiling for these guys, and their win total is horrible. It's actually it don't even make sense. It's 7.5.
That's fucking
I'm
crazy.
taking
7
the
and a half.
under, and I'm not thinking twice. They won 4 games last year.
Okay, so now, so again,
I'm very confused.
I'm trying
They're
to
not
tap
equal to the
into-
Commanders, right?
Right. I'm trying to tap into the Vegas mentality here. Like, why would the Giants and the Commanders have the same win total over and under?
They don't respect Carson Wentz.
But the Giants,
Here's
they're
why, Nick.
horrible, bro.
Look, I'm
I
looking
know.
at their schedule, and their schedule is definitely the easiest in the whole division. But this is still the Giants.
They got Daniel Jones, bro. He is
and
horrible.
Don't
could be
forget they have
Tyrod Taylor by-
Tyrod.
Yeah,
Tyrod.
it could be Tyrod Taylor in week 4.
Tyrod. What do you think, GodFavre? What do you think about the Giants?
The G-Men!
That was your sleeper team last year.
Yeah, it was.
I can't
That
forget
was the
it.
divisional winner last year.
Yeah,
I fucked up last year.
I fucked
I
up
never
last
heard the
year.
end of it.
He was in Peru last year when
He
he
was-
made that prediction.
He was
Yeah.
sipping that Joe Judge juice.
Yeah.
He was so
I
booed.
think they'll
Yeah.
beat.
He
I think
was.
they got the Bears. I think they win that. Maybe Seahawks, Texans, Lions, and they might beat the Commanders. That's 6 wins.
Yeah, so that's under.
I mean, that's a stretch. And that's being a stretch.
Well,
they're playing
that's
one-
actually really kind.
Yeah, it is.
They're probably winning.
It'll be a
4
game they'll win, and they're supposed to win.
Exactly.
So it'll be like,
So-
like a swap somewhere. Hope it's not
We're
the
gonna
Eagles.
we're gonna take it back to the Eagles now. Okay, we're gonna end the show with some Eagles stuff here, GodFavre, and I want to know. This is the biggest question of the year, honestly. Okay, and this is accounting for whatever happens, like, best case, worst case with Jalen Hurts. Is Jalen Hurts the Eagles QB of the future? And you're allowed to say you're not sure because, remember, you only have one season sample size here. You could tell me where you're leaning, though. But is Jalen Hurts the Eagles QB of the future? GodFavre, I want to hear from you first. Because you've been in kind of the same boat as me. We've been a little critical of the guy. We want him to be a better passer of the football, but he did make the playoffs in his first year as a starter, and we're expecting him to win the division this year. So obviously,
My take on him
something to it.
is he's a running quarterback. So if the goal is to win a Super Bowl, which is every team, and you have a running quarterback, the chances of them going just to win it is very slim. I like a pocket passer quarterback. I think that's what they're looking for. I mean, if he could throw the ball and run the ball, he could be deadly, man. He's got all the weapons this year. There's no excuse this year. If he doesn't put up good numbers and go in the playoffs and make a good run, like maybe like the 49ers did last year, he has a shot. I mean, unfortunately, they're going to give him something, but I just think if that happens, they're not going to win and go in the Super Bowl like Nick Foles did. And I saw comments about Nick Foles, by the way. That guy's a fucking legend. He won the fucking Bowl for the Eagles.
For me. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My fault.
No, that's okay, Mike. No, I'm just saying. I like Hurts. I just don't think he's that guy that will take him to the Super Bowl and win it.
That's a fair evaluation.
You got to have a pocket passer. Name one quarterback that was a running quarterback. All right, I could go back to Steve Young. I mean, I'm talking how many years ago, right?
Yeah,
Name one other quarterback after that was a running quarterback with a good arm. Name one and won the Super Bowl.
Mahomes, but I see him as a pocket passer.
No, he's a quarterback that can run.
Exactly. And that's how I view Steve Young. And that's why I was saying I view Steve Young that way. I think he can sling it.
The only thing for me is like with Hurts, I just feel like the pressure and the criticism placed on him is unfair. Like I feel like he was drafted in the second round, and it's like he has to win a playoff game this year or his job's in jeopardy.
But this is the league, Pauls. You see the movement this offseason?
I do.
Like that's the thing is like there's going to be quarterbacks available that you might not think were available. And then you have a good draft class, which you did not have this year. But look, the upcoming year, you got C.J. Stroud and
I understand that,
and Bryce Young.
But this is my issue, and here's my question: I'm going to give you player A and player B here. Go ahead. And both player A and player B, this is their stats through 15.
You're going to tell me he's Josh Allen?
Nope.
All right, go ahead.
Through 15 starts,
Lamar.
Player A, 420 yards of total offense, 26 touchdowns, 12 turnovers. 213 first downs. Player B through 15 starts, 4,115 yards of total offense, 29 touchdowns, 11 turnovers, and 209 first downs.
Who's behind door number one?
Lamar Jackson.
Great call. I said that right before.
But my question is you have Lamar Jackson, even though he won an MVP, but you have Lamar Jackson on the verge of making $50 million a year, and he didn't win a playoff game. He did now, but he shit the bed in his first one against the Titans. But Jalen Hurts, if he doesn't win a playoff game this year, we have to just run him out of town.
But they have a contract decision to be made, and they have a ton of draft capital. Like, that's the difference. And the Eagles also being on record of they want a guy that can sling it too. They want a guy that can throw the football. That's why they hired Nick Sirianni.
But what
they
if you
want to throw the football?
What if you do that and you swing
Jeffrey
and
Lurie
miss?
wants to throw the football. Go ahead. Say it again.
What if you do that though and you swing and miss, or you get
It's possible. You know?
I mean, look, obviously that is, but I just
You
feel
got to
like
trust your evaluation. I mean,
Jalen Hurts took over a franchise in disarray last year. Seriously, everybody hated the GM. Everybody was down on him. Nobody believed in Nick Sirianni. He was talking about fucking plants
don't forget,
and flowers.
Mike. Don't forget, P&I said it first here.
True.
I raised my hand.
You were the only one.
I said they made
Absolutely,
the playoffs.
you were. But I just feel like he came into a franchise in disarray, rallied his guys around him. They made the playoffs. And we always talk about, number 1 overall picks, this, that, and the third.
It's an achievement.
A number 1 overall pick after 3 years has 1 playoff appearance. He looked terrible in it. And he just got $230 million.
See, here's the thing. When you just said Lamar, and I think Lamar's a better passer, and it's clear cut for me right now. And that's saying something, but I'm also higher on him as a passer than you guys are.
I would actually agree. I
think
would
that
agree.
Lamar is a much better passer than Jalen Hurts right now. That's not to say that he don't have the tools to do it.
Correct.
But right now, I trust Lamar slinging the ball.
You can tell Lamar put in work.
Yeah.
Now,
I agree with that.
If you watch Jalen Hurts this year, now the throw he just made, it was training camp.
That was nice.
But that was a throw where you're like, okay, is he building?
I think he is gonna be better this year.
I absolutely
like the thing
do.
is his better enough? And like it's more so like for me, it's like knowing the Eagles, okay? Knowing how the Eagles operate in the front office. For me, it's just like this guy needs to set the world on fire as a passer this year, or they're going to be looking at their options.
I think that's
they're
so
going to need to
foolish.
win. They're going to need to win a playoff game. I do think that there's a chance they like him better than people think they do, but like at the same point, they explored quarterback upgrades this offseason, knowing that he just made the playoffs last year.
I mean, look who it was for, though.
I know,
for Russell
but that's
Wilson.
the thing, though. Is like you don't know who's going to be available. Like the way the quarterback movement's been in this league so far, and then you're looking at 2 premier first-round prospects this year at minimum. They could have more, by the way.
If they go and get an established veteran, I would understand.
Oh, I want a Russell Wilson. You heard that?
Yeah, no. I'm
and
saying,
I like Jalen Hurts.
If they got Russell Wilson, I would understand that. But like, if you went out and got somebody like I don't know, like or
like a rookie.
Yeah, like I don't get that. I don't get that move. I don't.
A lot of risk, especially when Bryce Young is 6'1" as well.
But you have AJ Brown, who's his best friend. Smitty loves him. The guys love him. Like you can tell when a locker room follows their leader. Look at the Cowboys.
They do like Jalen Hurts. That's a good point.
He's himself. He's a real dude.
Everyone there loves the guy because he's the hardest worker in the building.
Yep.
He's the bring your lunch pail to work guy.
He's not
shows
cheating.
up early, stays late.
Yep.
And he is good. Like he's not a bad quarterback. He's a very inconsistent passer. This team wants to throw the football. But if they like the catch-22 is this, like if he wins the division, maybe even a playoff game, like how do you value this guy? Because he's gonna have to get paid something.
Pay him.
How do you do it? Because like I just don't see how barring like a crazy season from this guy, how the Eagles are going to justify paying him. And I'm just saying what the Eagles would do.
If he throws 28 touchdowns,
Eagles.
if he throws 28 to 30 touchdowns, right? And he throws 8 to 10 interceptions and he wins a playoff game, you have to pay him.
Like, you know what he's got to be? This is what he has to be this year. This is what will get him his contract. He's got to be Donovan McNabb. That's it.
Or
that's
delete
how
his
he.
Instagram.
That's how he. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think he's got to be Donovan McNabb.
Donovan McNabb he had accuracy issues, but Donovan McNabb was a hell of a thrower.
Everyone forgets.
Donovan McNabb was a good fucking quarterback.
And that was with trash wide receivers too. So he's got to be McNabb because they've seen it before. They've seen that movie. That guy is a fucking winner. That guy's going to get you in the NFC Championship game every year. That guy can take over a game and win it. With his legs and his arm. That's who he needs to be this year. So 30 touchdowns with like 5 to 7 rushing touchdowns. That's like a breakout year.
Absolutely.
Then you got to like, boom, you stake your claim right there.
You got your guy.
But we'll see. I don't know.
Super Bowl, though.
I know. Don't make me depressed, GodFavre. All right.
I wish he got one.
He should have got one, man. It's a shame.
One.
But hey, history is history. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to end it off with one other note here.
I'll set that one out.
What, Nick Sirianni?
No, that last segment.
Yeah, I would too.
What?
Don't go into that.
What?
Don't go foolish.
I didn't say much.
I know. I'll just let you know. You know,
That's fine.
Don't do it.
I'll keep hush.
All right.
Oh, my
Appreciate
apologies. I thought you were in the whole time
That's
talking
all
about
good.
this. No, I want to know.
Okay. No.
Oh shit! I thought you.
I thought he
Never
was
mind, dude.
talking with us this whole time.
We good? Let's
I
move
can't.
on.
No, I can't.
Move on. No, I don't
This
care.
is not a. This is a team effort here.
No, I really don't care. I was fucking around breaking balls. We can
I
move
thought
on.
you were
It's
breaking
getting
balls
late.
because you were saying that Donovan stinks. That's what I thought you weren't talking about.
No. I mean, you guys already said what I wanted to say anyway. So it's fine.
So
All right. Well, you're buying Jalen Hurts with your cards, right?
Maybe.
He's a buy.
I think so.
All right. What about in fantasy?
I can't give out information.
You're killing me, man. All right. I'm going to you first, Theories. Nick Sirianni, the head football coach of the Eagles. You're killing me. Like
I'm just fucking
just-
around. Let's
you
go.
know, there's
Let's
an
rock.
aura,
Let's rock.
there's an arrow
Let's
in my
finish
heart
strong.
right now.
Let's finish strong.
All right.
I'll pull it out and I'll stick it up your ass. How about that?
Oh. Oh. Nick Sirianni. Yeah, I mean, major pause. Nick Sirianni, is he the Eagles head coach of the future, Nick Theories? Did you see enough yet?
No, I didn't see enough yet. There's too much unknowns. I mean, it's 1 year. Okay, he made the playoffs, great, but didn't get anywhere. They got smoked in the first round. He didn't have his team prepared to come to Tampa and play. So, yeah, they made the playoffs, but we're going to see this year if he doesn't make the playoffs with this team. And in my opinion, the Eagles, they should own this division. If they don't win the division, then you should probably look at the head coach as well. I think it's a fair assessment. It shouldn't be all on the quarterback. It should also the head coach should take some ownership, in my opinion. Absolutely.
I mean, Nick, you're right.
Because here's my thing. Trevor Lawrence, right? If he has a bad year, is his job going to be in question? Absolutely not. You want to know why? Because he's a number 1 overall pick. They ain't going to question him. But Jalen Hurts was drafted second round, right? He has to do way more than everybody else because of where he was drafted.
I think Trevor Lawrence would catch a lot of shit if he had a year similar to last.
I don't think so.
He would probably get a pass his first year with Doug. You know what, Nick? I actually kind of agree with you.
I think it's fucked up. I hate it.
I kind of agree with you, Nick, because
It bothers me.
if this team made all these upgrades in the offseason, we're talking about them having a potential top 10 roster, quarterback aside, quarterback included, whatever. He needs to win more games this year. He needs to win more than 9 games, and he needs to continue to improve this team. If he don't win 10 games, I think you're going to hear some noise.
In Jacksonvile?
No, I'm talking about Sirianni.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because this roster got upgraded a ton. Like, you can't take a step backwards. Nine is not going to be enough. He needs to win 10 games.
I think 10 games is actually I think that's low too. I think the bar should be 11.
Yeah, like
11.
If you get 11, you're winning.
11-6. That's a good record. That's a respectable record. 10-7 is borderline almost 9-8,
Especially
or 8-8.
Like when we're talking about a team with that kind of talent, they should probably win 11 games.
Right. You're closer to 9-8. That's a mediocre team. If you're 11-6, you won like almost 33. You won 66% of your games almost, right?
Yeah.
Like to me, that matters, bro. So this team is 11-win team. I don't care what anybody says. 9.5 to me is a joke. If I'm betting the over under in win totals, I'm taking the Eagles over all day, every day.
Agreed.
If the roster is there, everybody's just worried about Hurts. I think Hurts is going to be okay.
They're over.
John says 12-5, and I mean it's possible.
12-5
It's
is
possible.
fair. Yeah, that's a fair.
They have a high ceiling because if Hurts and Sirianni repeat and have a good season this year, and Hurts makes that next step, this team could be special. They're loaded.
I like Sirianni, but I can't lie. Like, he's kind of corny, man. Like he's
Corny wins.
But they love him.
He's corny, bro. Like he wears all these players' t-shirts.
He's himself.
I get it. He's showing support, and I get it. Like, I get it. You're showing support, and I understand like why he's doing it. But like to me, as an outsider, bro, it looks real whack. It looks corny, bro.
And the guys
It
love
looks
him.
corny.
They love him because he's just being him. He's being himothy.
Maybe.
They love him for that. He's up there talking about
He
plants and
reciprocates the
shit.
energy.
I know. I mean, look.
He is corny. Don't get me wrong.
He's
I'm not
corny.
saying- yeah, he wears
As
a
an-
visor.
I'm just saying, as an outsider, like if you weren't like, if you weren't a Dallas fan, you weren't like an NFC East fan at all, and you were like a Patriots fan, you're looking at this guy. The guy looks corny, bro. He looks corny. He looks crazy. I get he's trying to be himself, but he's trying way too hard, bro. He's trying. I think he's trying way too hard to appease the fans, in my opinion. GodFavre, what do you think?
GodFavre rolled his eyes a little bit. I saw that.
He could roll his eyes all
What do
he
you
wants.
think about Sirianni, GodFavre? Is he the future?
Roll me a joint.
Facts.
I'll tell you what. If he takes them in the playoffs deep, why not? I mean, if they don't win this year, then he could be on, on the hot seat.
Yeah, the seat's going to
second
sizzle
year.
a little bit.
So the first year sets the tone. So then the second year, like, well, you should do a little better. Especially you got to beat those Cowboys, right? You got to win in the playoffs. So, I mean, it's all his. I mean, it's just like Hurts. I think the head coach and Hurts are both being looked at right now more so than anyone else. So,
Like,
if Hurts doesn't do well, Sirianni doesn't do well. It goes hand in hand.
This is a fact. I was just going to say, like, if Jalen Hurts doesn't play well, if he's the same or takes a step back, he's probably going to be the one that's screwed. Sirianni then will get some heat, but the Eagles are going to take Sirianni over him, I think. And that's like, I know it's a shame. I know that defies some of the logic we bring to this show, but this is the Eagles we're talking about, and they hired Nick Sirianni to throw the football. Jeffrey Lurie wants to throw the football. Jeffrey Lurie is very involved.
Well,
almost to a fault.
I think, I get it. Like, if he doesn't make the playoffs, yes, absolutely, he should be on the hot seat. But like, I think, to be honest, that I just think Jalen Hurts is going to do really well this year, and I think he's going to make everybody around him look better. I think the Eagles are going to be really fucking good. I think they had the talent. I hate the evaluation part on him. I think they're putting too much pressure on the kid. Let him groom, man. Like, okay, If he makes the playoffs again and he doesn't win, it's fine. Like, he's still a young quarterback. You're giving up on players way too early.
I agree.
And I hate that about him. It's just not fair because Trevor Lawrence can miss the playoffs his first 2 years, hypothetically speaking, if he missed the playoffs this year and everything's all forgotten. And then they'll say, oh, well, he was on Jacksonville. Okay, well, Jalen Hurts was on the Eagles.
I agree.
Right? They were nothing without him.
I mean, quarterbacks need time to develop, and considering he made the playoffs in his first year, that should normally afford him enough time.
In disarray.
Like, the thing is like, I do think he's going to show some improvement, and the discussion is going to be really interesting because the money part is where it gets wild. With his money. He's going to be able, like, if he has another playoff year and has the stats, he could command 35 plus.
Right. But
which is a lot of money.
And here's another thing too, like, that people don't realize. Like, AJ Brown is Hurts' best friend. Like, they didn't get AJ Brown randomly. They knew that was his best friend. So they obviously have some trust in him to spend a pick on a wide receiver and take that gamble for the future. They're obviously building for the future. They think Jalen Hurts is that guy. Otherwise, they would have never done it.
Yep. I actually really agree with that.
The one thing that's nice is at least we're getting a fair evaluation of this quarterback because he's got everything around him. They did give him the pieces. I want to point out a couple of comments here because John raised a good point. Not to go off too much on a tangent, but if Nick Sirianni's on the hot seat, shouldn't Howie be too? Because it was his hire. I mean, theoretically,
that's a good point. That's a good point.
He should.
Good point.
But
John.
the thing is, this is the Eagles, man. And Howie's not going anywhere. And he's been getting the praises have been sung for Howie Roseman this offseason. So he's earned himself some time.
He got pictures.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, Steven, here you go. Steven, this is exactly what's going to happen if things go bad. Steven says the Eagles have the Saints' first-round pick. So they have multiple first-rounders next year. They will be drafting a QB, and Sirianni will be fired. Oh, he's actually adding on to that.
Shit.
So he's saying they're both out. Well, that's interesting.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I think the question at the end of the season is Hurts will get better. I agree with you, Mike. but is he good enough?
Exactly.
That's going to be.
Can he be
That's
a
the
pass in
unknown.
the football league?
But how do
That's the unknown.
But how do you judge that? Because then you could say, all right, is Lamar Jackson good enough? Because he ain't winning shit. So why is it always got to be Jalen Hurts? Why is
he
it
didn't
always
win a bowl,
one-sided?
but he's been winning a lot.
Who?
Lamar's a
Yeah,
winner.
I'm not comparing.
Won shit, and everybody loves him.
I know.
He didn't win jack shit.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not comparing him to
They're
Lamar.
talented
I'm
as
just
hell.
saying that.
I think Hurts is talented.
Yeah,
I'm
But
saying
Nick,
is
at the
it's
end of
not
the
fair.
season,
I know.
at the end of the season, the question's going to become: is Hurts? He is going to be better, but is he good enough? I think he's going to be, but my worry is he good enough to win the Super Bowl?
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
And GodFavre,
And
the
I
don't
Eagles
know.
think that too.
And my rebuttal to that is if the Ravens don't win the Super Bowl or don't even make the Super Bowl, we should say, is Lamar Jackson good enough to get to the Super Bowl? Does he deserve a $250 million contract? So I don't understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, I know you want the bar to be
I'm
set.
here to pod.
The bar should be the same for everybody. Is what Nick Theory's is saying.
That's
Exactly.
He's got a
how I
point.
rock. That's how I rock.
He's
It
got a
should
point.
be fair like that. Absolutely.
He wants equal treatment of all quarterbacks.
Now, look, not everybody's going to win a Super Bowl
Fair.
every single year. I get it. Only one team can do it once per year. But it's not fair to paint that picture on Jalen Hurts' name and not other quarterbacks when they're pretty much the same. I'm not saying they're same in talent-wise. I'm just saying the same scenario. Can Lamar win a Super Bowl? We don't know. Has he won? Has he gone to the Super Bowl? Has he gone to the AFC Championship game?
Nope.
Okay, so how do we know?
Yep.
So I don't understand that, in my opinion.
I know
but
certain
it's
guys
crazy.
just get a pass for it, and then other guys don't. It's like certain guys have to earn it, but certain guys just get to go by on their reputation.
Yeah.
And that's exactly my number one issue when I get on here and I start talking about certain
Because if the
people like
Eagles
Kyler
have
Murray.
Lamar Jackson, this ain't a conversation. That's my point.
Exactly.
But I think he's proven he's a franchise quarterback. Like Jalen Hurts, we'll see.
But you're not.
I need to see a little bit more.
One time. You gave him 1 year.
This is
It's
true.
not enough. It's not enough sample size to determine.
Right.
It's a big
in
year
my
for him.
opinion.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
I need to see what he does this year.
Yeah.
This is a huge year, and they're surrounded by a ton of talent. So
GodFavre, any
contract
final
year.
thoughts? Any final thoughts on the NFC East, the Eagles? Anything you want to talk about?
I mean, let's go back to Hurts, right? So
Let's talk about
Hurts
it.
is in a contract year, right? It's put up or shut up. They put all the pieces around him. I think he's going to do okay. The only worry I have is he that guy? Yeah, you could compare it to Lamar. That's fair. I mean, yeah, put everybody to the same standard. I don't know.
I
don't
if
know.
nothing else, go ahead.
I just worry that he's a running quarterback. I just don't like the running quarterbacks. I like the pocket passers. I just don't like running quarterbacks. I like the guy. I just don't like that he runs the ball.
If nothing else, guys, and I've said this before, but if Jalen Hurts is just the same as last year and the Eagles aren't satisfied, they'll get a first-round pick for him too. So they'll wind up having 3 first-rounders in tow to do whatever they want. Like at least he's got value. It's just a matter of do the Eagles want him or not. That's what it's going to come down to. Do the Eagles want him? He might actually justify,
there was a
justify his
comment
job.
earlier.
We might want him.
There was a comment earlier. Someone said, "Remember Carson Strong." I think he's pretty good.
Well,
Now,
I mean, he was supposed to go like 3rd round, but he's just an injury waiting to happen. That was a great undrafted free agent pickup for the Eagles.
I mean, is it possible? Throw it. I'll play devil's advocate here. Carson Wentz. I mean, not Carson Wentz. Sorry. Oh my God. Jalen Hurts
Strong
has a bad year. He has an okay year, and the Eagles use him as trade bait and get a good pick. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
They got
because
that
you have the value, but does your value drop if he performs bad? You're saying if he has a bad year, are you trading him after the season, or are you talking about during the season?
Is a bad year.
Bad year? Well, then,
Trade him.
obviously it depends on what kind of year. It depends on what's a bad year to you. If he had 20 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, that's a pretty mediocre year. So I would assume that his trade value would decrease.
If he's playing poorly mid-season, there's going to be calls for Gardner Minshew to be starting because this team wants to win.
Yeah,
Gardner can sling it.
Facts.
He's probably the best backup quarterback, not named Nick Foles. Out of respect.
Yeah, Gardner.
But he probably is the best backup quarterback in the league right now, which is crazy. And that guy could be starting somewhere too.
We're a quarterback factory.
Damn, that's a Man, who is the best backup quarterback in the NFL?
That might be a question for Thursday.
Yeah, we should.
Let's do it.
Let's tab that.
I think it is probably Minshew, but we have to visit that. For now, guys, GodFavre, thank you so much for joining us. Give it up for the GodFavre.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
Anytime.
The GOAT.
Fucking
You
legend.
guys, I'm gonna
Right?
tell you
A
something.
legend.
This is the best fucking podcast. I've listened to podcasts, and that's because it was my son. And I love you guys, man. This is the
We
best
love you
fucking
back.
podcast ever.
You're the best
Oh my
fan
God.
that we have,
The best.
unquestionably.
I gotta be your number one fan.
You brought it,
Yeah,
baby.
I don't know. And there's other. It's all good,
Oh,
man.
we
I love
got
it.
a lot of great fans, though. I shouldn't be saying that. We love
No, it's
every
all
one of them
great.
equally, but GodFavre is a fucking legend, and he's been on this
Absolutely.
show. He's been a day one guy for P&I.
Facts.
Okay, so GodFavre, thank you so much for joining us. It certainly won't be the
Thanks
last
for having
time.
me.
We got to
Absolutely.
have you on more often than in a year because we were taking care of shit around here, so certainly
Eagles.
won't wait that long.
Eagles versus Dallas preview. You'll
No,
have
no
another
doubt,
seat
no
up
doubt
here.
about it. GodFavre's getting the call.
We'll give you
All
a
right.
seat up here. You can come pod with us in the flesh.
Come to the studio.
Yeah, you can come to the studio.
Come October, baby.
Yeah, you know
Come
that.
October.
So thank you to
Can't wait.
GodFavre, and we'll
Yo,
see what
I was going
happens
to
with
ask
the
you
Eagles.
guys.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask you guys about fantasy football. So I have a P&I fantasy football league.
Mhm.
Put the,
Your
put
ears
the
have been
fans in there,
ringing.
man.
Stay tuned. We'll be
Fans.
talking to you. All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you so
All
much,
All right, Pops,
GodFavre.
love you.
And
Thank
this,
you for coming on the
Love
show.
you guys.
we love you too. And this episode of P&I, episode 97, was brought to you by Prize Picks, your home for daily fantasy sports. New players who sign up today using our promo code ICONIC receive 100% instant deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy made easy. Also, regular shit. We were live at the Props Network at propshq.com, where you need to go and subscribe because you do not want to miss all of our football content that is starting next week. All of our previews for the season, fantasy, season long, DFS. We got betting. We got collectibles. We got everything NFL.
And all that other shit.
Yeah, and all for real, man.
No
Man,
cap.
we're covering our asses here. We got so much football content. What?
Go ahead.
Covering all the bases.
Yeah, all right. Just making sure.
You're a freak.
Tell me
Me
something I don't
too.
know.
He's giving me he's giving me the eyes.
Whoa, whoa.
I know, man. I'm
Let's
like-
wrap this up.
I feel unsafe, bro.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I
let's
feel
get it cracking
unsafe.
out here.
All right, and last but not least, merchandise. You're looking at it, okay? P&I merch. Look at the other side of the table too. All right.
Fantastic fabric, baby. Get yours today.
Fantastic.
Place your orders, slide in DMs, do what you got to do, but place your orders and show and represent, baby. We love you.
There you go. Black and gray tanks, tees, short and long sleeve, hoodies, and customizable mugs. We have all of it. All right. Hit us up in our DMs. Thank you to IPP Pressworks of Cherry Hill, New Jersey for providing the merch. Fellas, next episode, Thursday, 8 p.m. We have another surprise for you. We're not going to tell you, though. That's why it's a surprise.
Supreme.
Nick Theories,
Yeah.
do your thing. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate all the love, support, and the comments. Also, we thank the GodFavre for coming on our show. It was an awesome time. Great episode. We appreciate it. You're welcome back at the table anytime. And we will probably see you guys on October 16th, the GodFavre it is. But yeah, we appreciate all the love, support, and the comments. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. We are also available on propshq.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Megaphone, Stitcher.
And all that other shit.
Also, follow us on all of our socials, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And we will see you guys this Thursday, 8 p.m. at P&I, baby.